It's Harry from The Sun.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to come along and support farmers.
How do you think it's went?
Well, I mean, it's too big a crowd to have a march, so that's...
What happens next if they don't listen across the road?
Well, I've got some ideas.
Does it involve spraying some cow on the place?
No, subtler. Subtler. What it is, it's a fine column for perhaps next Saturday.
How many people do you reckon was out there? You could see back there?
Yeah, there's a big old crowd, but we knew there would be. I mean, a lot of farmers today, let's not forget, are on gritting duties.
Yeah.
I know 2 who weren't able to be here today because they feel obliged to clear the roads of snow.
How are you feeling? You feeling better?
Yeah, I'm fine, relaxed. Not cortisone. Codeine and paracetamol, I recommend it. Smooths the day out.
Well, it's the rest of the day. You're going to go speak to some... What's the rest of the day hold for you?
Rest of the day?
Kicking around here?
I've got a bit of a celebration this evening. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Cheers.
Jeremy, what's your word to the government?
Who would you replace him?
Jeremy, what's your word to the government? You're live on Sky.
Please back down.
I think there's a lot more impactful things. I think farmers can do better than that. I've got some ideas.
Keep moving back, please.
Sorry, guys.
To be, Jeremy, for farmers.
Keep moving, please, guys. Sorry, of course we are. Sorry, guys, can we keep moving?
How bad could this be for farmers, Jeremy?
It's the end.
In a hard right, Kenny.
If you actually stop and pay attention, it's the end.
Hard right, hard right.
But we've got a few things to say, and I'm going to start with a bit of honesty. I lived in London 25, 30 years, and when I was here, like a lot of people who live in cities and go on Twitter, I thought farmers drove around in Range Rovers until February and then skiing. And I've come to understand just how unbelievably difficult it is, and complicated, and dangerous, and cold. As we all know, everyone down there, you know a tractor, £200,000 for a medium-sized one, a combine, £500,000. All the equipment costs a fortune. And if you try to price what you're selling to accommodate that, there's just a lot of moaning. You get people saying, well, I shouldn't pay that, I can get a chicken from abroad. Yeah, you can. But it's so full of chlorine, it tastes like a swimming pool with a beak. And then you've got the environmentalists endlessly shouting at you, oh, your cows, they're altering the composition of the gases in the upper atmosphere, and your fertilizers ruining the trouty freshness of our streams and rivers. And I know sometimes you just think, what's the point? We're just trying to make breakfast, lunch and dinner, and it's just this endless whinging and there's no money in it. And the regulations. Some of you down there will know what I'm on about when I say we got a lot of GS4 this year on the farm. And we were told, oh, the sheep will love that. No, they don't. They're standing looking at it in the same way that a 5-year-old looks at an olive. They don't want to eat it. And so we have all of this complication and all of this cost. And there's very, very little money in it. Very little money, as you know. And then we got the budget. Now, I know a lot of people all across the country in all walks of life took a bit of a kick on the shin with that budget. You lot got a knee in the nuts and a hammer blow to the back of the head. Because we had pickup trucks, double cab pickup trucks, being reclassified as company cars. 211% tax rise there. £50 carbon tax on a bag of fertiliser. The basic farm payments altered in such a way that we're getting a lot less than we thought we were going to get. And then there was the inheritance tax business. Honestly, I don't know where to start. I know you've heard a lot about it today, and I'm not going to dwell on that. I will just say this. Rachel Reeves has told us, what is it, 72%? 72% of farms are going to be unaffected by this. I've just been interviewed by Victoria Derbyshire for Newsnight. Let's see if we can educate her here, if she's still around, Victoria. How many people here, if you'd raise your hands, are from a family farm? I want to see, right. I hope you can see that. I hope we've got our cameras from the show up high to see. That's a lot of hands. Now, keep them up, and I want you to lower them if you think, and you've had time to work this out, you think you're going to be unaffected by the changes to APR and BPR. Put your hands down if you're going to be unaffected. Thank you. My case rests. I want Newsnight to see that. She was trotting out. Nobody's affected. Rachel Reeves says so. Since when was the BBC the mouthpiece of this infernal government? I've got to get the brakes on. The trouble is I'm off my tits on codeine and paracetamol up here. I don't know what I'm saying. But I do want to finish, if I may, with a message to the government. I do. Not a shouty one. It's this. For the sake of everybody here, and for all the farmers who are stuck at home today, paralysed by a fog of despair over what's been foisted upon them, I beg of the government to be big, to accept that this was rushed through, it wasn't thought out, and it's a mistake. That's the big thing to do, admit it, and back down. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Countryside march you've seen in a while?
Certainly for a while. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the atmosphere here has been brilliant. Very friendly crowd. I think a lot more than was expected, actually. I mean, even if 500 had turned up, you know, these aren't career protesters. These are people that are used to working day in, day out in all weathers. And for them to make this journey to London, some of whom have probably never even been to London, is a really significant thing. And I just hope that Rachel Reeves and her team at the Treasury actually listen.
What happens next if they don't listen? You know, you're out on the streets once. Is this going to continue through the winter?
Oh, I think it very well could, and not just here, but up and down the country. You're going to see smaller protests, no doubt. Some of those farmers that can't get to London. I think this is the start of something really big in the country today.
And what happens next if the government doesn't listen?
I'm here today because this tax will destroy my farm and will take away 5 generations of farming in our family, and we won't be able to produce food anymore for the nation.
What happens next if the government doesn't listen?
I think the government has to listen after today. I mean, it's not many days. I mean, there must be, 50,000-60,000 farmers here today. They're going to have to listen. You can't ignore this.
And you'll be back until it's gone?
I will turn up every single day that's needed until I can save my family farm.
You spoke very emotionally up there on the stage. What's the support been like?
The support has been absolutely amazing, and that's what sets us as a community out apart. No matter what sector you farm in, this affects all of us, and we'll all be in it together till the end.
And what's your message to Keir Starmer? Tell him down the camera.
Keir, buckle up. You're going to have to change your mind.